And so they were the men going off on that occasion, were they? On the 20th of October 44 to Stuttgart.
Two different squadrons, 625, which was the squadron I was on originally, and that 170 was formed just before this trip actually.
6 o'clock in the evening you took off.
What date was this?
The 19th, 20th of October 44.
Is that right? I can't see.
Here we go.
There it is, Stuttgart. It's your second flight with 170 squadron.
Yeah. You know, if you knew you were going to Stuttgart, when they announced what the target was, terrible moment. You're going to the Rue, it was a very hotbed of anti-aircraft and plenty of fighters there too. See, I was quite late in the war, already 44, but the Germans had jets, ME-163. They were so fast, but they didn't have very much ability to stay in the air. The Germans were very short of fuel anyway. We were bombing their fuel all the time, trying to close the availability. But so if a fighter was on your tail and those fast jets, my rear gunner would tell me I would throw the aircraft around like as though it was a fighter plane almost, and the jets would go past without being able to get a bead on you. And then of course they had to come back all the way back, and they're going so fast.
Because they're going a lot faster than you would have been.
Oh yes. Yeah.
But it was quite a manoeuvrable plane.
Oh yes, it was so manoeuvrable, it was amazing. And especially with the bomber on, 15,000 pound of bombers. A chap wrote to me a few years ago, he said, you don't remember me, but I went with you on my first trip. And I remember when we were over Nelson, over France, we changed course, or were about to change course, and another plane came straight at us. I yelled, and you dived at this plane. But they were dangerous places because every destination you were going to, it was never go straight there. You had to, they always diverted you to different places so that the Germans didn't know where you were going. But those turning points, especially at night, because each plane had its own navigator, and my navigator may say, we're not quite ready to turn yet, according to my records, but another plane must have decided it was ready, and they just missed me. And so,
How close do you reckon it was?
Oh, only 50 or 100 feet, but I could still be.
Turbulence, yeah.
Was this the airport that you were on, Kelston?
Yeah. We had two other, Dunholm Lodge, and then Hemswell. Hemswell was a peacetime station. I used to think of, we had lovely rooms, nice billiard saloon, squash courts, everything you could think of. And I used to think of my poor brother in Germany in a prisoner of war camp, and me living in luxury. The only thing wrong with it was that the chap in the room next door quite often didn't come back. He was there, so he'd been shot down. When I went on the squadron, they said, well, we're losing about 7 or 8% every night, on average. And that trip was nearly 9 hours, actually. We went right across the North Sea, very low, right across Sweden, and apologised to the Swedes that we'd broken. And I remember hearing it on the BBC that the British government apologised. Well, we were directed to go. It was the quickest way, but that was an awful long way to go.
Is 9 hours about the fuel capacity of the planes?
Oh, no, they were they could go for about 11 or 12 hours.
Goodness.
Where was Kelston in England?
Oh, it was in Lincolnshire.
Oh, in Lincolnshire.
Sure, yeah.
It's up there, right up there. What's that other place up there? Is it what? Can you read it all?
This divisionary force.
Oh, divisionary force. So you must have come from up there, and you were going right in Stuttgart.
Now this, the main force was down there.
Yeah. But you were up in Lincolnshire.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it looked like he came down towards
and then he did
Paris,
a big
and
bowling, you know.
then down towards Paris, and then
That's
across
right.
to Stuttgart.
Yeah.
2 or 3 of us took off just about to the end of the runway. This one engine feathered again as I was taking off. I just took it off. It was pulling to the other 2 engines going, and we just missed the hangar. And I said to Jack,
That's
the bearings,
taking-
come
And what do you mean by feathered? What's that mean?
I mean, it's so it's not going to the air resistance. It twists around. It makes the air straight.
Rather than on an angle like that.
Tuesday again in the evening. Hello.
Hi, Graham.
Hey.
Good, thanks.
Oh, a lot of my family.
Excellent. Sorry to interrupt.
You're the Lancaster expert, aren't you?
No. With that weather chart, on that day, you'd have been on runway 31, which was, because it was a 35 knots southeasterly.
I don't quite remember.
No, I'm talking down. I think that's entirely understandable.
Anyway, we just brought my logbook showing that.
In fact, we found the exact entry that's on there on board.
That is unbelievable. Very nice and neat, I have to say. Much nicer than my book.
I was ashamed of it, really. So,
There's the exact thing on the board. Lancaster is going to Stuttgart. In the new squad, 170 squad.
Yeah.
Which is just
I was in 625,
Yeah.
and then they formed 170 as a old squadron has fallen out.
Yeah, which was the reverse of normal because 625 was formed from a 100 squadron.
Was the
Sea Flight 100 squadron became 625, and that was the normal way to go.
yeah.
But I've never heard of it, of a smaller number squadron being formed from one of the 600s.
It had been, I forget the history of it, but anyway.
That's unbelievable to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I got through with without even ever being touched, with my mother's prayers do.
Yeah.
But then I was instructing on Lancaster for many months, and that was quite a hazardous. Just
I know.
with new chaps coming, you'd send them off on night flying, and worry stiff whether they were going to get back or not. But,
Yes, I've been to a mountain in Wales with 4 holes, which is where 4 Merlins went in. And that was an OTU Lancaster, or Lancaster Finishing School Lancaster, that went in vertically in a storm in Wales.
well, training sessions are terrible for
Yeah.
accidents. I remember one chap who had, I mean, I got the DFC, but he had the DFC, and I think the DSO, it was wonderful, brave boards, and he was killed on a training flight.
Yeah.
Terrible. I was just saying before, when I got onto the squadron, we were talking about things, and I said, well, we're only losing about 7 or 8% every night. And 7 or 8% you have to do over 30 trips to do a tour.
Yeah.
Mathematically, it's a hopeless.
You weren't going to make it, but he did. Wow.
No,
Did you do 1 or 2 tours?
Only one.
One tour, yeah.
One thing
That was enough.
The atomic bomb was one of the things to stop the war. Because we were all getting ready to go out to the east. I was training these young pilots to go.
What is it tour? 30 trips across Germany.
30
miles. So one tour is
30.
30 years. And normally they'd base you home, wouldn't they, after a tour? Is that right? They considered that you'd done your dash.
For a while, and then a few months later, you normally went back again.
The hierarchy decided at times that certain missions would only count as 1/3. So,
depending on the danger.
depending on the danger level, if they went to France, they could only add another third to the total, not a complete one.
Yes.
And yet, there was a famous raid, Marly-le-Camp, in Normandy, or just after the Normandy invasion, when the loss rate was huge.
The chap wrote to me, they said, I'm doing a thing on what happened during the war at Lisbon, and you were on a flight with the bombs. Can you remember it? I said, well, I remember it was an easy target to be with the rule, you know, it was quite good, but anyway, no target was easy, there was always fighters.
Uncle Graham's just been to the unveiling of, the monument in London for the bomber command.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't go with the ordinary contingent. I was, my darling younger daughter took me with him. We went in New Zealand, and it was a bit of a pain in some ways because I had a job to get this because I wasn't part of the original crowd. I was. It was. She took a great liking to it. Well, not a liking, but she felt sorry for a man who'd been same as me. He'd done a full tour. He'd trained in Canada, which I didn't do. I trained in New Zealand on Harvard. When I got to England, I said, "Oh, yes, where do you think it'd be a Spitfire pilot? We're not losing fighters, we're losing bombers. You'll have to learn to fly a big plane." Oh, a cable went down. I thought he might have some clout, but anyway, looking back, I realised that I was much better suited to a crew and a level-headed sort of approach rather than being a mad-headed pilot, which I wasn't really. So it worked out a lot.
I can understand that. My son, when he finished his training, could have gone on to Jaguars, single seat, or Tornadoes, two seat. And at the last moment, he changed from Jaguars to Tornadoes. He just said, "I don't want to go to war on my own. I want to go there with somebody."
Well, I had
He was like 6 men, didn't he?
my navigator was a chap called Frith from Auckland. His people had been in business in Nelson Street, bringing Canadian ovens and things. But then I had a bomb aimer from Timaru, wireless operator from Bundaberg, my mid-up gunner was from Geordie Land up in Newcastle in England, and my rear gunner was from Wales. So I had a real hodgepodge. But they were all very loyal to me. I was a bit of an unusual type. I didn't drink. And when I go to the pub with them, one of them boys had a car. It was only a little MG thing, but I used to drive the car back and forth. Anyway.
Yeah, it's a pity they haven't got the key to the Lancaster. It's rather closely guarded.
We could all have gone for.
Yeah, you can take it.
Just the pilot, yeah.
I tried to get into it the other day, but I got it.
We can't get into it.
Surely you know where the spare key is, Uncle Graham.
Yeah, it's keys. My rear gunner was he was the Geordie from Newcastle, and he saw the fighters very, very early and we were able to evade the action.
One of the chaps I went to England with was a rear gunner who shot down a Messerschmitt 110, and I took him into the RAF museum to see a 110 again. And when we walked round the corner and it was just there, and you could actually see him almost physically hit by seeing for the first time since 1944. And all he would say was, "I saw him at 80 yards, my aim was better."
But they used to come up underneath, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, the other part of the war, the Germans decided they were much better attacking from now on.
Schrager music.